250 gemstones. I love my generation. Reporting live from America. This segment will be about, it's a special segment about my heroes. And we'll be going over the origin of 250 gemstones. 250 gemstones is actually a story about 250 little girls who sacrificed their lives for what they believed in. It all started in 2015 in the city of Mosul in the country of Iraq, when the city went under siege by the terrorist group known as ISIS. ISIS around that time was becoming the most powerful terrorist group to ever assemble, and it did become that eventually. During this time, these girls witnessed some of the atrocities that some of us wouldn't even dare to imagine. They witnessed their friends, their families, their neighbors, strangers, and the innocent being tortured and murdered right before them. I can only imagine what was going on in their mind, especially at such a young age, trying to understand if they, or even if they wanted to understand what was going on at all. But to go through those type of experiences and still have the courage and determination to stand up to terrorist group and refuse to become sex slaves. And that was the reason why they were murdered, because they refused to become sex slaves when ISIS tried to force them to become child brides for the soldiers. This story really stuck out to me because, the most heroes, are grown. Most heroes, they have superpowers. Most heroes, you know, they have inspirational speeches. Um, they have all the resources that would help, give us the impersonation and the belief that this person is a hero. But these 250 girls didn't have any of that. They were they were young girls. They were children, and to be that young and to witness all of these things and not be shook, that really gave me inspiration in how I wanted to live my life, because on every aspect of life, there's always going to be some type of adversity, whether the adversity, is trying to take you out completely, or the adversity is just trying to stop you for the moment, or rather the adversity is just trying to discourage you from achieving your goal. These 250 girls showed me that it doesn't matter what kind of adversity comes my way. I just have to push through. And for them to witness all of those atrocities and still stand up to armed militants, to grown men, with AK-47s and tanks, and their whole foundation of the organization is to put fear into the ones they're trying to conquer. And these girls were unshook, even witnessing all they witnessed. And that just gave me like tremendous, inspiration and admiration to be so young and not fully understand what was going on. Because when you're a child, it's mainly instincts and innocence you're really relying on. As you become adult, you become more rational, become more logical, and you become more intellectual and try to formulate things the best way possible. But unfortunately, these girls didn't have the opportunity to even grow up and be intellectual and logical and try to make sense of it. They just went off instincts. They just went off what was right, and it wasn't right for them to try to force them to do some of these perverted acts, force these 250 girls to commit these perverted acts and satisfy their agenda. So that's how I live my life, and that's how I view the world. I view the world as a big challenge. I view the world as, adversity. But at the end, I understand that I have to be myself and fight for what's right. And the 250 girls really opened up my eyes to really see what the world's really about, because this should have been worldwide news, for the simple fact around this time a lot of people that should have gotten awards, that shouldn't have got awards, got awards. You had men dressing like women getting, women of the year awards. You had all these crazy things, all these evil people getting awards, getting Nobel Peace Prize. But everywhere they go, they create chaos. And these girls remained true, remained innocent, and stood their ground, and they were unshook, and they never submitted to their adversity. They never submitted to their enemy's agenda. So I will always remember these 250 little girls, not only because they were children, not only because they were unshook and they weren't intimidated, because until their dying breath, they fought for what they believe in and didn't care about nobody's opinion, and didn't care about what was coming towards them and what would be the end result and what would be the consequence. So these are my heroes forever. 250 gemstones, and I call them gemstones because what they did was rare, especially in times where the phony are getting all the praise and the real are being kept in the shadows.